Hello friends and welcome back. So today we are performing experiment on RC series circuit. Okay, RC series circuit. So we have already performed experiment on RL series circuit. Okay, so if you have not seen that video, please go through this. You will get the idea about the working process of this. Okay, so today we are performing experiment on RC series circuit. It is quite similar to the RL series circuit. The only difference is in series with resistance you are now connecting capacitance. Okay, and there we have connected AC supply. Here also we are connecting single phase AC supply. As soon as we turn on this supply, what will happen? Current starts to flow through this RC combination. As a result of this, we will get some voltage across resistance and voltage across capacitance. Okay, now before starting this experiment, we have to measure the values of this R and C. Okay, so let us start this. So this is your actual experimental setup. So using this experimental kit, we can perform experiments on R, L and C series or parallel combination. So today we are performing only on RC series circuit. Okay, so this is your supply, single phase AC supply. So step down transformer we are using. So we are getting approximately 24 volt AC over here. Then resistor, inductor and capacitor. Okay, so as per our need we can do the connections over here, and for measurement of voltage and current, ammeter and voltmeters are provided over here, but they are analog meters. So instead of using those meters, we are using multimeters like this. Okay, so first of all what I will do, I will measure the value of this resistance, okay, and the value of this capacitance. Okay, and finally when we will do the calculations, this measured value and calculated value should be approximately similar. Okay, so what I am doing, I am selecting ohm over here on this multimeter. Okay, and red wire should be connected over here. When you are measuring voltage, ohm means resistance or hertz means frequency, you have to connect a red probe over here, and black probe should always be on common. Okay, so what I will do, I will connect red probe over here and black probe over here. Okay, so now I should get the value of resistance. So I am approximately getting 328.5 ohms. Okay, so that I have already written over here on the observation table. You can see 328 ohms. Okay, and now we are measuring capacitance value. So what I am doing, I am putting this on capacitance mode. Okay, and now what I will do, I will connect this probe across capacitance. Okay, so this capacitance comes out to be 10 microfarad. So we will note down this value. Okay, so friends, now we will do the actual connections. So first what we will do, now we are having this circuit diagram with us. So AC supply is first connected to resistor, resistor is connected to capacitor, and capacitance should be connected back to the AC supply. But since we want to measure this series current, what we are doing, after capacitance we are putting one ammeter in series with this. Okay, RC combination is connected in series with one ammeter. Okay, so now what we will do, first of all we will turn off this power supply. So you have to remember that when you are making connections, your power supply should be off. And again, one thing you have to remember, when you are measuring any kind of resistance, inductance or capacitance, at that time your supply should be off. If your supply is on and if you are measuring resistance, then it will, your multimeter may show wrong value. Okay, so always you have to turn off the power supply while measurement of any parameter. Now what I will do, I will connect secondary of this transformer where AC supply is available to the resistor. Okay, then inductance is not needed. So what we are doing, we are directly connecting this resistance with this capacitance. Okay, and capacitance should be connected to the AC supply. But since we want to measure current, what we are doing, we are taking one ammeter like this. Okay, So I am keeping this ammeter over here. Okay, now what I am doing, I am connecting positive of this ammeter. So this is your red probe. Okay, so this red probe I am connecting over here, means resistor comes in series with this ammeter, and finally the negative probe of this ammeter is connected back to the AC supply. So in this way your circuit is completed. And now what you have to remember, you have to put this on milliampere. Okay, and again this red probe should be in milliampere. Okay, red probe should be here in milliampere. Okay, because this last hole is for voltage, resistance and frequency. Okay, so in this way you have connected the ammeter like this. Okay, now what we have to do, we have, according to the observation table, what we have to do, we have to measure voltage, then your total current. Okay, so for measurement of voltage, now we are measuring three kind of voltages: total voltage, voltage across resistance and voltage across capacitance. So for this purpose we will need some voltmeter. Okay, so I am taking another voltmeter. Okay, and that I am connecting over here. So I am having this multimeter. I have selected the voltage range. I have connected the red probe in voltage mode. Okay, now this is working as a voltmeter, and again you have to remember that this should be in AC mode. Okay, because our supply is AC supply. So if you look at this, what mistake we have made, we have connected this in DC. So our current is AC, so you have to select AC. So now it is in AC mode. Okay, and now what you have to do, you have to measure the voltage. So what kind of voltage you have to measure? You have to basically measure three different voltages: total voltage, voltage across resistance and voltage across capacitance. I have already measured this voltage. Okay, so once again we will check this value. Okay, so total voltage is available across these 2 points, secondary of this transformer. Okay, so what I am doing, I am turning on this power supply. Okay, and now what I am doing, I am connecting the two probes of your voltmeter across secondary like this. Okay, so what you are getting, 27.83. so same I have written over here in advance. So what is your total voltage? 27.8 volts. Okay, now we should measure total current. So if you look at this, so friends, we have connected this ammeter in series with resistor and capacitor. Okay, so what value it is showing? It is showing 60, almost 60 milliampere. Okay, so we will note down that value. So what value you are getting? Approximately 60 milliampere value you are getting. Now what is remaining? VR and VC. So for that purpose what we will do, we will connect this voltmeter first time across resistance and then across capacitance. So we will get VR and VC. Okay, so what I am doing, I am connecting these two probes first across resistance. Okay, so for that purpose we have to select voltage over here. Okay, and again AC voltage we have to select. Okay, so what voltage it is showing? 19.79 or 78, 19.8. Okay, and what is the voltage across capacitance? So it is 18.77. So 19.8 and 18.77. Okay, so friends, I have written those values over here. What is the VR you are getting? 19.8, and VC is 18.78. Approximately I have written it as 18.8. Okay, so measurement part is over. Now what is remaining? Calculation part. So for your calculations we are using these formulas. So all the values are available with us. When we will substitute these values, we will get the remaining values. Okay, so for demonstration purpose I will show resistance. So we have already measured the value of resistance. So practically it is 328 ohm. Now we will do calculations. So what is the formula of R? So it is VR upon I. So VR is 19.8 and current is 60 milliampere. So we will put these values, okay, and we will calculate resistance. That value should be similar to the measured value, okay. So friends, I have entered this value. What is your VR? 19.8, and what is your current? 60 milliampere. So 60 into 10 raised to power minus 3, okay. So if you calculate this, what value you are getting? 330, okay. So what is your calculated value of resistance? 330 ohm, okay. So if you look at this value, our measured value is 328 ohm and calculated value is 330 ohm. So in this way you can verify this, okay. So your calculated values and observed values should be approximately similar, okay. So similarly we have to verify the value of capacitance. So I have already measured the value using multimeter, so it is approximately 10 microfarad, okay. So when later on we will do the calculations, we will get the value of capacitance, so it should be approximately equal to 10 microfarad, okay. So this is about experimentation part. Now remaining part is calculations, okay.
So friends, we have measured some values from the experiment, okay. Now our next task is to do some calculation, okay. Now what is our first value? Our first value is impedance. So impedance, by definition, what is your impedance? Your impedance is nothing but what? Total voltage upon total current. Now what is your total voltage? We have already measured these values, okay. So what is your total voltage? 27.8 volt divided by what is your total current? It is nothing but 60 milliampere. So 60 into 10 raised to power minus 3. So this calculation you have to do, and then you will get the value of impedance, okay. So friends, your total impedance comes out to be 463.33, okay, and impedance is measured in ohms. So this value you will write down over here. So it is 463, approximately 463 ohm, okay. Now next value is resistance. Now we know that what is voltage across resistance? Voltage across resistance is current multiplied by value of resistance. So from this formula you will get this formula, R is equal to what? VR upon I. Now what is the value of VR? So here we are getting value of VR. So what is, we have already measured that value. So it is 19.8 again divided by 60 milliampere. Your total current is 60 milliampere, okay. So do this calculation, you will get the answer. So your value comes out to be 330 ohm, okay. So your resistance is 330 ohm. Now if you look at this value, what you will find out? So already we have measured the value of resistance by using multimeter. So what was the measured value? 328 ohm, and now we have calculated the same value, okay. So what you will get? 330 ohm means measured value is almost equal to what? Calculated value. This means our experiment is correct, okay. Now next value is capacitive reactance. So similar to VR, we are having VC. So what is VC? I multiplied by reactance of capacitor. So from this formula you will get the formula of reactance. XC is equal to what? VC upon I. Now what is your VC? VC is 18.8 divided by 60 milliampere, okay. So what you are getting? So you are getting 313 ohm. So this value comes out to be 313 ohm, okay. Now next value is value of capacitance. Generally, what is your capacitive reactance? It is 1 upon 2 pi F into C. So if we take C this side and XC this side, so your capacitance will be what? 1 upon 2 pi F into XC, okay. So what we are getting here? 1 upon 2 pi. Now our supply frequency is 50 Hertz, okay, multiplied by capacitive reactance. So it comes out to be 313 ohm, okay. So calculate this. So your value comes out to be 10.15 microfarad, okay. Now if you compare this value with our measured value, what you will find out? Here our measured value was 10 microfarad, okay, and our calculated value is 10.15 microfarad. So again this is verified. Okay, so our measured value and our calculated value is almost similar. Okay, so your capacitance value is 10.15 microfarad. So here instead of nanofarad we will write microfarad. Okay, now our next parameter is what? Phase angle or phase difference. Okay, so formula for phase difference is this one. It is tan inverse of capacitive reactance divided by resistance. Okay, so what we are getting? Tan inverse of, now we are already having capacitive reactance. It is how much? 313 ohm divided by what is the value of resistance we have got? 463 ohm. Okay, so if you calculate this you will get 34.05 degrees. Okay, so this is the value of phase angle or phase difference between voltage and current. Okay, so we will write this value over here, 34.05. so this is your phase angle in degrees. Okay, now this is RC circuit. So in RC circuit we know that current is leading. So it means that if this is the current, okay, if this is the phasor diagram for current, then your voltage is lagging. Okay, so this, suppose this is your voltage, then your phase difference between your voltage and current is how much? 34.05 degrees. Okay, so this is the phasor diagram for this RC circuit. Current is leading and voltage is lagging. Okay, now next parameter is power factor. Okay, so we know that what is the formula of power factor? Cos of phi. So we have already calculated the value of phi. So what is cos of phi? Cos of 34.05. okay, so if you calculate this, your value comes out to be 0.82. okay, and you know that power factor always ranges between 0 to 1. okay, so and power factor should be as high as possible. So your power factor is nearer to 1, means this is a good quality circuit. Okay, so your power factor is 0.82. now power factor, we will write the value of power factor over here. Now power factor is unitless quantity, but we can state power factor in by two ways, either leading or lagging. So it is decided by the value of current. Okay, so if you look at the phasor diagram, what you will find out? Current is leading. So if current is leading, power factor is also leading. Okay, if current is lagging, power factor is also lagging. So this is 0.82 leading. Okay, now friends, we have to calculate three different types of power: active power, reactive power and apparent power. Okay, so what is the formula for active power? VI means total voltage into total current multiplied by cos phi. Okay, so your voltage is how much? 27.8 multiplied by what is your current? 60 milliampere. Okay, and what is your cos phi? Cos phi is nothing but power factor. So power factor was 0.82. so calculate this. So your power comes out to be 1.36 watt. Okay, so active power is always measured in watts. Okay, similarly we will do the calculation for reactive power. So total voltage into total current. Okay, and multiplied by now sine of phi. So sine of, now what is your phase angle? Your phase angle is what? 34.05. okay, so calculate this. So this comes out to be 0.93, and since this is reactive power, this is measured in var, volt ampere reactive. Okay, and similarly we will calculate apparent power. Okay, so apparent power is nothing but multiplication of total voltage and total current. So 27.8 multiplied by 60 milliampere. Okay, so this comes out to be 1.66, and unit for apparent power is VA, volt ampere. Now we will note down these three values in the above table. So your active power is 1.36 watt, your reactive power is 0.93, okay, and your apparent power is 1.66 volt ampere. So friends, we have calculated the values for active, reactive and apparent power. Now whether these values are correct or not, you can cross check by this way. Now you know that apparent power is what? Phasor addition of active power and reactive power. It means what? Suppose this is your apparent power, so square of apparent power is equal to square of active power plus square of reactive power. Okay, so if this equation is satisfied, it means your experiment is correct. Okay, now what is your apparent power? 1.66, so square it. Similarly, active power is 1.36 square plus 0.93 square. Okay, so friends, if you do the calculations, you will find out that this value is 2.78. okay, and if you calculate this value, if you add the squares of active power and reactive power, it comes out to be 2.72. so if you compare these two values, you will find out that these values are approximately similar. It means what? Our calculations are correct. Okay, so your apparent power, square of apparent power should be equal to addition of active power square and reactive power square. So if these values are matching, it means your experiment is correct. So you are getting slight difference in between them. This is because during experiment we are having voltage fluctuations. Okay, we are assuming that our total voltage is 27.8 volt. Okay, but this voltage is not constant. This voltage may change during the experiment. Okay, so you are getting this little error in between observed value and calculated value. Okay, friends, similarly we have measured the values of impedance, resistance and reactance. So whether these values are correct or not, we can verify this way. Just now we have seen that apparent power is phasor addition of active power and reactive power. Similarly, your impedance is equal to the phasor addition of resistance and reactance. It means what? Z square is equal to R square plus XC square. Okay, it means what? Square of impedance is equal to square of resistance plus square of reactance. If this equation is satisfied, if LHS is equal to RHS, it means whatever values we have calculated, they are correct. Okay, if you remove this square, what you can write? You have to take square root on the right hand side. So R square plus XC square, you have to write in square root. Okay, now put the values what you are getting. So resistance is 330. Okay, 330 square plus, now what is your reactance? 313. Okay, so it's square. Solve this. So this value comes around 455 ohm. Okay, so what is the value we are getting? 455. And what is the actual value? 463. Okay, so if you compare these two values, what you will find out? This value is approximately equal to this calculated value. Okay, so this little bit error of 8 ohm you are getting because of the voltage fluctuations and due to the instrument error in the measuring instruments. Okay, so if you are using precise instrument and constant voltage, then this value of Z will exactly match this value of Z. Okay, so this indicates that our experiment is correct. Okay, again what we have measured? Power factor. So whether this measured power factor is correct or not, we can verify by this way. Okay, so we have used this formula for power factor, cos phi. So we have calculated the value of phi. Okay, and we have calculated its cos. So we have got the value of power factor. Okay, now what we are doing? To this cos phi, we are multiplying and divide by Vi. Okay, so multiply and divide with Vi. So Vi divided by Vi, it is nothing but 1, and you multiply this with cos phi. Okay, so if you cancel this Vi upon Vi, again you will get cos phi. Okay, now what is the formula? Vi cos phi. This is nothing but what? Active power. Okay, and what is V into I? This is nothing but apparent power. So in other words, we can say that what is your power factor? It is nothing but active power upon apparent power, right? Okay, so we have already calculated their values, so put those values. So what is your active power? Your calculated active power is 1.36, and what is your apparent power? 1.66. Calculate this. So this comes out to be around 0.82. So if you compare this value with our value, so what you find out, these values are exactly matching. It means whatever power factor we have measured is correct. Okay, so in this way you can perform experiment on RC series circuit, and these are the various parameters which can be calculated for any RC circuit. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a good day.